this is my first and probably only Pride look of the month. But yeah, it's June. Yay gays. Sorry, I am so tired, which is part of the reason this is probably gonna be my only one, and because last year I did only Pride looks for the entirety of June, and it was a lot and tiring. So I don't think I'm ever doing a full dedicated month of anything ever again, including Halloween. But yeah, I have my nails done. I had to do them right after work, after rearranging the schedule, because that's girl. So yeah, let's get into it. So I'm stupid and started recording my started doing my eyeshadow without it recording. So thankfully I only had like 2 colors down and wasn't anything intense. I'm gonna go in with the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Blends palette, and I'm gonna start off with some of the shade Sunsets up in my brow bone. But yeah, at the time of filming this, it is Sunday, June 7th, because tonight are the Tonys. Yesterday was June 6th. Wow, I know, that's how time works. And was Boston Pride. I got my ass whooped at work. It was so busy. I did actually make a decent amount of tips, so that was the only thing that worked in my favor. But girl. And then I'm gonna go in with some of the shade Giggle and put it on the outer edge. I'm doing a different order than I usually would. But so Thursday, June 4th, our fairly brand new manager got fired. So I am acting store manager right now, on top of being assistant manager. Well, because like obviously I'm acting store manager because I'm the assistant. But I would like to be known that I had my interview on Wednesday, the day before he got fired. My raise is not in effect, and I have not signed my promotion letter because I have not gotten one. So, and I am stressed to high ho because I legitimately do not have the staff to keep the store running. We have 5 employees, me included. 2 of them are just bakers, so they don't do any like paperwork or important things. The other 2 are shift leads like I used to be, that don't know how to open. So I'm the only one who does. So I've been stealing. I have somebody at the store now, thankfully. I'm about to embark on a 55-hour work week, so. But my assistant DM said my raise is supposed to go into effect tomorrow. So. But he got fired on Thursday. Because, oi. I'm going to take a mix of Dream with a little bit of Bubble Bath, and I'm going to press that right into here. I'm going to bring it up very carefully. Don't want to layer it too much over there. But I get a text from my assistant DM, my former manager, on Thursday morning. She's like, hey, do we have any Brinks cards? They're like prepaid cards. We use them when people get fired. If they quit and put their 2 weeks in, they just get their normal payment, which is obviously direct deposit for most people because we live in the 21st century. She texts me, she's like, do we have any Brinks cards? I'm like, well, do you guys have any Brinks cards? I'm like, I don't think so, because, you know, he rearranged everything. I don't know where anything lives right now. I'm gonna go in with Giggle again and some Promise, and I'm just gonna try to do, there we go. But I was like, I'm like, again, no clue. He moves things, blah, 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 blah. Like, there's a bunch at this location, though, because, you know, that was the one I was at for a few weeks. So she's like, okay. And then I'm going to do a little bit of Just Dream with some cream and sugar. She's like, what time are you out today? I'm like, 3. Which I don't question, because even when she was manager and made the schedule, she had no clue about people being out when. She went, could you stay longer today? I'm like, and then I'm going in with some of Inside Joke, and I'm gonna put that right about there. And I went, well, depends how much later, because technically this is me staying late, because I was supposed to be out at 2. He done goofed the schedule and has himself in at the, with no one in, so I have to stay until she's like, call me. I'm like, I'm also going to take a little bit of Remedy with Inside Joke, because I don't like how bright and minty Inside Joke is, but I don't like the tone of Remedy, so I'm just going to layer that. That looks a little more normal. She's like, what I'm about to tell you is confidential, and you cannot tell anyone until he's officially fired. I immediately texted like 2 of my friends and my mother and the people at the bank. I'm taking some of that Dream and Bubble Bath, a little bit of Inside Joke actually, mixture, and just gonna, she's like, this is confidential, you can't tell anyone, he's getting fired today. I'm like, oh. She's like, this is why I was asking you if you would be okay to take over the store if anything happened. I'm like, girl, like, I didn't think you were serious. I'm like, why? Why God me? You know, she's like, I'm gonna be there a little before 3 so I can be there and fire him. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of First Kiss and a little bit of Barley. And I'm gonna, I don't know why I use this palette. I hate the tones of this palette for like regular looks. You know, he came in, he's like, hey Mia. Cause you know, I was up front and I'm like, hey. He goes to the back, he's like, oh. You know, I can't hear what they say because, oh Jesus, I don't like this. And then I'm gonna take some of Secrets and Serendipity. I'm gonna use that to blend here. Like 2 minutes later, he leaves. He's like, congratulations on your promotion. I'm like, girl. You know, go back, talk with her. She's like, he was fine with it, you know. He's like, oh, I was actually coming to put in my 2 weeks today, blah, 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 blah. So, I'm like, great. I'm like, I have no staff to run the store now. Great, what a lovely position you're putting me in. Great, great, everything's great. It's not, obviously. And then I'm going to bring some of Secrets into Serendipity back down underneath here. Kind of surrounded in the green. This looks like ass. Friday, go in, clock in. I went, wow, I'm like, I don't have any times for this week. I don't have any times for last week. My assistant DM had the day off because it was her daughter's graduation. So I texted the district manager. I'm like, hey, can I call you when you have a second? Now I'm just going in with some of Bubble Bath. And I'm gonna bring this up underneath here. I'm like, can I call you when you have a second? So she called me immediately after. She's like, oh my god, hey Mia, what's up? I'm like, hey. I'm like, I think Numbnuts deleted all of our time cards when he left the company. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't have time cards for the past week and a half and I've been here, obviously. She's like, alright, give me like 2 seconds so I can check up on this, like, in the system. And now I'm taking some of Giggle and some of Signs. I'm gonna use that to start doing this. She's like, oh, look at that. You don't have any times. I'm like, yeah, I know. She's like, let me check the other people at your store. She's like, oh wow, nobody else has times either. I'm like, okay. I'm like, at least it wasn't singled and pointed out just at me. That would have been really bitchy. So he deleted everyone's time cards for the past week and a half. And he also turned off a bunch of our stuff, like, supply online, like, for ordering. Jesus Christ. And then I'm just using the edge of the wipe that I had used to take off my original strand of this look and just, like, clean up these edges. But he had turned a bunch of that stuff off, and apparently the district manager had talked to him and he confirmed that, so she's like, I'm not that surprised that he would do something like this. I'm like, no, I'm not surprised that he would stoop to this level either, because he's a dumb bit. She's like, he's just opening himself up to a lawsuit. I'm like, you know, he was coming to put in his 2 weeks because he supposedly had another job at Primark of all places. I'm like, I have half a mind to call them, because if it's the one that's by our location, I'm like, I have a mind to call them. Be like, hey, do you know you're hiring the most incompetent, you know, evil, awful, reactive, gossipy ass bitch? Because probably they don't. Jesus Christ. Alright, give me a few minutes. I'm gonna try to fix some of this, hopefully. And I'll be back to finish off the eyes and then leave you again. Still not great. I would like to give an honorable mention to the Fade Into You palette from Colourpop for helping me attempt to fix this. I look like Lisa Frank derogatory, but this is the best I can get it without redoing my entire eye. Again, I haven't done makeup in like a week because I am not gonna have to do anything anymore. It's fine, everything's fine. Hey, oh shitballs. This is from Terra Cosmetics. This is the shade Ice Flare, which is really just like a translucent white. Sorry, I need to. So I'm just gonna very lightly tap this everywhere because this is kind of like nail inspired, obviously. But this way I don't need to go through like 8 different shadows just to layer things. So I can just get a nice sparkle. But yeah, so that's been my week. And like I said, I don't have any employees, so I'm staying with the girl we just transferred. And my manager's, the assistant DM was like, oh, maybe we'll transfer her back. And like 2 of the people that work there are like, no. They're like, she's awful. I'm like, I know. Wow, concept. I can just make her open. And that way, you never see her. No, it's a wild concept. But it can in fact happen. Because one of them, you know, he came in, thankfully. Because, you know, I had a nail appointment on Friday. And then I also ended up going to the Boston Pops to see the Gay Men's Choir and Alex Knoll. My mother's like, hey, I kind of want to go. Which is a sign of, I'm not going alone, you're coming with me. And I went, I guess. Because it was like right after my nail appointment. But he's like, you know, before you leave, I want to converse with you a few things. I'm like, oh, great. 2 of them are just about vacation time. I'm like, okay, that's whatever. I don't care. He's like, oh, if this person's going to be your manager, I want to transfer. I'm like, why would she be our manager if I'm the one talking to you about everything and you're telling me your vacation time? He's like, she's just really unprofessional. I'm like, I understand that. I'm like, and then she really kind of is. But I need people who know how to do their job. I can't afford the time to train everyone before trusting them by themselves. And then the girl I saw last night, she's like, I want to be able to work with everyone. I'm like, again, I can just rearrange the schedule, have her open 2 or 3 days a week, and maybe 1 closing shift. Like, I can fix this. And if I have her closed, I can just have her on, like, you know, a day that doesn't need 2-3 people, and then have the baker I kind of don't like close with her. But no, I need at least 1 or 2 shift leads and 1 or 2 bakers, because like I said, one of the bakers is going on a 2-week vacation at the end of June and beginning of August. But he works at a school, so it's like that kind of stuff. So it's just that I need bodies. I had 2 people call yesterday. I talked to them. I talked to both of them for a few minutes, and I'm like, okay, get a good vibe. Just not just. But I'm screwed. Alright, I need to go find some lashes, and I'll maybe be back. Hi, I'm back. I'm sorry. I did so much dallying. Like, it's 4 o'clock now. I don't know when I started my makeup, but I sat for at least half an hour, 45 minutes. No excuses. I'm tired. Sometimes I don't want to exist. But this is from Glow Recipe. These are the Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dewdrops. I know. But no, showing starting tonight, so it's 4 now. I'm gonna finish my makeup, obviously do my few little videos, probably take a shower before cooking. Tony's aren't until 8 though, so, but I am excited because, like I said, this is the first time I'm like fully like in depth and aware of everything. So, like I said, I want Cats to win Best Revival. I really don't think Rocky Horror should win anything. It's funny because I am gonna be seeing performances for like you know, I'm aware of the Lost Boys. I haven't actually seen any clips. Actually, it's a lie. I keep seeing the one clip of the I Have to Have You and just the blonde vampire boy. The only thing I keep seeing from Titanic is the end where she's like, oh my god, ow, most of you here are gay, and then the Tina Turner iceberg. So like, and Schmigadoon doesn't count because I've watched the show, so like I know all of their songs unless they've added new ones, which is unlikely. But gonna watch that. I don't want to watch Pink for probably 2-3 hours, but c'est la vie. And then this is from Kulfi. This is the Double Life Serum Primer. Also, if it's getting harder to understand me, I am so sorry because I have, oh, it hurts so much. I have a wisdom tooth coming up on my upper right side, and it hurts so much, and my mouth feels so small, and this is literally within like a 3-day development. So that, plus now managing the store, and then my period started yesterday. I'm just not, I am physically falling apart right now. But no, it's way back here, like it, oh, I don't have enough space in my mouth, except I don't have the money to see a dentist, and if I want to go see a dentist, they'd point out a million other problems with my teeth that I don't really, can't really afford either, so it's a lose-lose situation, you know? It's fine, everything's fine. And then this is from Haus Labs, the Trichlone Skin Tech Foundation in 070 Fair Neutral. But yeah, on no, I was at work. So it was like either it was either Sunday or Wednesday. But my mother messaged me on Facebook when I was at work. I'm like, wow. But to be fair, she was sending me an ad on Facebook, so it made sense. But it was, you know, the Boston Pops, you know, with Alex. No, she's like, oh my god, I kind of want to go to this, which means I don't want to go alone. I'm taking you with me. She's like, it's on Friday night at like 7. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I have a nail appointment at 4:30, and it's a new set plus, you know, airbrush, so this is at least until 5:30, 6 o'clock kind of nonsense. 5:40. I'm like, I'm not gonna have time to go home and change. She's like, wear decent pants and bring a shirt. I'm like, I don't have a bathroom in the store. I'm like, I had to go to the pub next door and went, hey. Well, I didn't say anything. I went around like 2:30, 3 o'clock. And then I undressed in the stall. Well, I changed my shirt. And then I had to put my work shirt back on top of it. Cause I'm like, you know, I have a nail appointment. I need to get there on time. So I can't, you know, be doing that after work. Even though it's only, you know, 5 minutes. It's still 5 minutes I needed. I didn't. So I was wearing 2 shirts for like an hour and a half. But I did get to do my Abercrombie & Fitch return before my nail appointment, which was just so stupid of me thinking that I was going to be able to fit into it to begin with. Because it was like a bra t-shirt, and I was like, okay. With a tank top. Back to my all boob. I'm like, no. No, no, no. We're not doing that. But that was on Friday. Today's Sunday. I already have my money back in my account. So say less. And then this is from Patrick Ta. This is the Major Skin Soft Blur Brightening Concealer in Fair Neutral 2. Also, it's an awkward temperature in my room to the point that I'm too cold with the fan on, but I'm a little too warm now. But I'm also not in shorts right now because even though I'm just in my room, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't shaved my legs in a few weeks. Because, sorry, I put my brush with my products. Because I've been wearing a lot of lightweight linen pants recently instead of shorts. So I haven't needed to shave. It's been beautiful, really. But I only have 3 pairs of those pans, and the other shades are kind of, like other colors the pans come in are kind of whack. One's like a burnt orange, the other's a burnt orange with like a floral design, and then the other is like this really mossy green, and I'm like, I don't know if I want that color in my life. Like, I don't think I do, but like, I'm getting tired of shaving. I might shave tonight just so I can put on shorts, because like I said, it's warm in my room, but it's like perfectly fine downstairs, because actually, yeah. Alright, and then this is from Morphe. This is the Shapelifter Micro Contour Stick in the shade Enhanced. I know. We are probably very tired of seeing her, but she does the job, and she does the job well. So I'm gonna actually try to do like a real nose contour this time. I know it's unlikely to actually end well, but I can try new things for once. What was I going to say? Oh, so for some reason, this was a few weeks ago, but again, I've had so little time to do anything. You know, I had finished editing a video, I exported it, I uploaded it, I started importing the clips. So that was all within the span of like 2 days, right? So between the span of me finishing a video and editing one, again, which was like 2 days, CapCut put all of my regular transitions behind the paid version. So now I am reluctantly paying for CapCut, but I don't want to have to start changing transitions and text as well, because my favorite texts are behind a paywall now. So I'll just suffer, I guess. Thanks, Donald. Legitimately. Thanks, Donald. So that was lovely finding out. Like, at least I have one free, a low month before the paid one, but I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm gonna go in with some of the Essence Baby Got Blush. This is a stick blush in the shade Tickle Me Pink. It's very pale pink. It smells like bubblegum. I hate that aspect of it, because why God? It's not even a good bubblegum either. Like, it's like a bubblegum. Also, I want to make a makeup purchase so badly. Like, I'm itching. This is from Rhode. This is the pocket blush in the shade Teacup. I actually brought this with me to New York. These wear really well, actually. I'm a little surprised. Like, I didn't have as much on as like I do now, but like base product wise and just anything. But like, I lasted all day. I was like, hello? But no, like, especially with these past few weeks and the check I'm about to get, not this paycheck, paycheck after, it's about to be beautiful and stunning and the most money I've seen in my life in like one go. But like, it's just one of those, this is a lot to process. I'm going through a lot. I deserve something nice. And I was like, wow, I'm like, with my Abercrombie & Fitch refund, I had accepted that money is gone. I can just kind of reuse that. So like, now I'm like, do I get a new perfume? A few new perfume, like smaller sizes that I want to try? Like, what do? I could do so much stuff. Decisions. So, I'm thinking about it, definitely. And then I'm just using whatever leftover concealer is on this brush and just kind of going back in. It's funny because the Rhode brush had looked a little more like orange. Not even orange, just a little more neutral, a little less pink. Like when I was in New York, but I don't know what that was. That could just also have been the hotel lighting, because their lighting is kind of weird. But c'est la vie. I know that's weird, but I need some color on my lips before I do my lip liners. I know what I'm doing, to an extent. And then this is from NYX Professional Makeup. This is the Buttermelt blush in the shade Butter Together. And I'm just going to use it to kind of set, because then depending on how my cheeks look, determine if I actually need to put any powder on, which may be a yes. Because my skin was a little sweaty before we started, and then I did hydrating products and a base, which was, I was like, oh, I'll do a more matte base, and then that was the first foundation I grabbed, and I know it looks good, so say la vie. Alright, this is from About Face Beauty. This is the Current Call Loose Powder in the shade Bow. Sorry, I don't want too much. I also don't want to get any on my shirt. This is a very large fluffy brush. There's some on the cap. I'm just gonna do this off camera so it doesn't get on my shirt, actually. Okay, this is the largest fluffy brush, setting powder brush I have. This is from the Morphe x Jaclyn Hill collab, and I'm just gonna do a very light. I just need to take away some of the shine. I don't want to look like totally. You see? That's perfect. Also, that brush is so old. But see, a little less shiny, but I'm not like very, you know. And then this is from Colourpop Cosmetics. There's something on my brush, sorry. This is the Super Shock Cheek in the shade, in the finish Pearlized in the shade Seismic. I know. Me using Seismic with a pinky blush. Who would have guessed? Literally everyone and their mother. So, I'm gonna focus most of it right there. I'm just gonna do just a little, like up the, still making it a C, but like most of it's right there, and then the rest will be distributed. C, C, C. Alright, and this is just from MAC. This is the lip liner in the shade Cool Spice. I know. Don't bully me. God forbid. I know what I like. And then you actually see me use something multiple times, so you know that I actually like it. It's not a, oh my god, I'm obsessed with this, and then you never see it again. I mean, that could happen. I could change my mind on a product, but it's not going to be a one-time starve. Oh my god, this is fantastic and stunning, and I love it. I'm going to try to shill it to you. This is just, do a little of that. Yeah. And then I'm going to mix 2 lip glosses. This is from Half Magic. This is the Magic Drip Glitter Lip Gloss in the shade Y2K Cherub. Some of it fell on my shirt. And this is a vinyl image shirt. So now the image is starting to peel off a little. I have 2 gaps, I think. It might not be a gap, actually. That might be how it's supposed to look. I don't know. Either way. And then this is from Covergirl. This is the Clean Fresh Yummy Gloss in You're Just Jelly. So I'm going to take a little bit onto the back of my hand. Do like, I don't think that's enough gloss for both lips, but, and then I'm just going to mix. I know. Wild. But I was going to try to do 2. Didn't even mix enough. My intention was doing 2 looks. So I was like, I'll do one at like 11 o'clock. And then my brother and I bought the Tomodachi Life game for the Switch. And right now, it's just us 2 on the island and a very odd selection of famous people. And even though, you know, I don't like men in real life, we've decided that we're just gonna put, everyone's gonna like everyone. I want the most wild, like, parents. And he's also been useless and hasn't been helping me make anybody. So the only person he's made on the island is himself and Stone Cold Steve Austin. I, on the other hand, have made myself, Meryl Streep, Dolly Parton, Meryl Streep, Dolly Parton, I feel like I made another woman. Zendaya. It's not a great Zendaya, but Zoran Mamdani and Pedro Pascal lives with us now too. So there's 8 of us. So far, Dolly Parton is in love with Stone Cold Steve Austin. My brother is in love with Dolly Parton. Meryl Streep is in love with my brother. Zendaya's in love with him too. And Pedro Pascal was new, he was added today. But me and Zoran Mamdani are in love, and my me wants to propose to him. We've been together for 6 days. I need to get rid of this man and get back with Meryl Streep because she did have a crush on me, and we currently live together. But her crush is gone, but we still live together. Also, my brother and Stone Cold Steve Austin live together, but surprisingly, there's no hinky business going on. But I need to go fix my bangs, and I should be back in a second. Alright, and this is the finished look. Also, the best part about all of the Tomodachi Life stuff is that because he's like, oh, we're gonna play this game together, hasn't touched it. I've been the one doing it. He's like, I need you to shake the crush on Charlie Perry, and he's like, I need to bag Meryl Streep. I'm like, not Sunday. He's like, Meryl Streep. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I'm trying to go after it. I'm like, I'm trying to break it off his own round and get with Meryl. He's like, may the best man win. I'm like, girl, you do realize I'm not gonna touch your me now out of spite. Like, so, I mean, besides the eyes, like I said, derogatory, I look like a Lisa Frank thing. This is just, again, I also haven't touched makeup in like a week. My eyeshadow just did not, she's not here. She's not vibing. Not so great. Not so fresh. But the rest of the base looks nice. I feel like these lips and this cheek go really well together. Again, just, the bangs are pinned back for so long that they just really aren't shaping. But it's perfectly fine. I might do one more Pride look. Might do like a lesbian flag one, like color-wise. But might. This is like my main one. And again, it's to kind of, again, not do it with the eyes. But